A Pocatello baby is recovering at Primary Children's Hospital in Salt Lake after a vicious dog attack. I had the chance to talk to her parents about what they say was the worst day of their lives. Now, please be advised that most of the images in this story are graphic and disturbing.
You know, she's such a good little girl. She didn't deserve this. Nobody deserves this. No child deserves it. Nobody. No family should have to go through this. She's such a good girl. She's so kind and nice, and it's hard to see her, you know. It's hard to see her like this.
It's one of the most heartbreaking things a family can go through, a devastating injury to a baby. Last weekend, Ricky and her husband Hassan had a trusted neighbor offer to watch their one-year-old baby, Anita.
We saw her standing outside, and like we normally do, went to go say hi to her and stuff, and of course her dog's around her, goes, you know, he's off leash, so the dog pretty much sticks around by her side. And she's like, well, I'd like to see my granddaughter, you know, we're not related, but, you know, that's how she looks at Anita. And she's like, you know, I'd like to watch her for a little bit. Do you guys have anything you want to go do? And I was like, oh, that sounds great. You know, me and my husband hadn't had an eating night out in a while.
It was a decision that Ricky says she will regret for the rest of her life. As they were headed home from their date, they got a call no parent ever wants to receive. Get home now. Your daughter has been hurt.
We got to the house, and, you know, the neighbor of Julie was holding my daughter, and there was a towel over her face. There's blood everywhere.
The baby was rushed to the hospital where she had emergency surgery. Doctors then found out her skull had been fractured and her brain was leaking fluid. So she was flown to Primary Children's Hospital in Salt Lake. Doctors say she's making good progress and is up walking and starting to eat.
So grateful, and just to hear that she didn't have any brain damage, that she didn't die, you know. It's a miracle.
The dog was surrendered by the owner and put down. It was an American bulldog, boxer, and pit bull mix. The owners had rescued it after it had been abused. And while it had never shown any aggressiveness toward Anita or her family, Ricky says she found out later that it had bit at least one other person. She says she wants to share her experiences to try and make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else.
If you have somebody watching your children or whichever, just, you know, make sure there's a plan to keep maybe the animal separated, or, you know, have somebody there 24/7.
Anita is getting stronger every day, and she is expected to make a full recovery. Doctors late this afternoon made the decision that she would need to go back into surgery tomorrow to remove another part of her lip that did not heal. A GoFundMe page has been set up for Anita to help with those medical expenses. You can find a link to that on our website at localnews8.com.